Everybody thought I was crazy doing that, but somebody said you could just, it's a glue gun, so you could just heat it up and it'll come off. Yeah, so, because maybe someday. But I don't think so. I think it was fun enough to have, and I'm just going to keep adding to our village until it's so spectacular that everybody will come see it and eat cookies with us the whole month of December, every year. They ate a lot of cookies yesterday. They did.
They threw a lot of cookies.
I told the lady, like, we were buying so many cookies today. And she saw me in the day before, and I bought like a ton of cookies. And she just went, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, it's a long story, but we're inviting people to come and eat cookies." So, all right.
Yep.
We're on. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is a project I had to show you how to do. I just absolutely positively love it. Look at how gorgeous our fancy fill looks. So it's an easy, once you get it set up in your machine, you're going to save it, and then you can change the fancy fill over and over. Maybe that's what I should teach you today too. Somebody try to remind us at the very end that I want to show you how to just take what you already have in the memory of the machine and then just change the fancy fill, so you could try out a whole bunch of different ones. Okay.
What's
so
the buzzing? Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble.
Oh, something's buzzing.
Something's
He's
buzzing.
finding it out. How loud is it? Is it loud?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Need gluten-free cookies. Yes, I had a girl in today who said she needed gluten-free. I didn't think of that. And you know what? They even have diabetic cookies. See, I want everyone to come. So next year I'm going to find diabetic cookies and gluten-free cookies. Quiet now, PJ. They said it's good now. The buzzing stopped.
All right.
Yeah, so we're good. Okay, do you know what you did?
Yeah,
It was your microphone.
I know what I did.
Oh, okay, you know
That's
what you did.
my fault.
Okay. It's all exciting. And I think you are like feeling the excitement of this place, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's very, very exciting here.
There's more than just microphones buzzing.
Yes, it's the whole building is buzzing. You should see how fast they are moving in shipping, right? They are going at.
They're hustling.
They are hustling, and the kit makers, I never saw, there was like teams of two, and one's folding while the other one's cutting and folding, and their hands are moving that fast. So they are getting things out to everybody. Tommy is getting he shipped out a whole bunch of the Frosttail design sets, and Sherry got all caught up with all the 24-day Advent boxes, and Kimberbell is up there. I don't know what they're doing, but they're moving really fast up there, and so everybody, Santa's elves are working, and but we are enjoying every minute of this, every minute of it. Okay, so we're gonna go. So first thing that I had to do.
Can I show my angel?
Yeah, show your angel. Joni has to leave. And so she wanted everybody to see her angel. So Joni, you have to put your microphone on.
Okay.
I would just put mine right in the center, or wherever you want to put it. I think it'll work.
Where did I put them?
It was in a
I tucked
plastic
them-
bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
All
this is okay. We were talking about Joni's angel,
yeah.
right?
Okay, so I went and I found her last night.
And where'd you find her? How deep did you have to dig?
Not too far. I kind of had an idea because I didn't put up a tree this year, but I put her on the tree every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this. She must be 65 years old. Look at this. And
Look at her. It's made out of wax, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember
Yeah.
we
Look
had a
at
lot
the
of
poor
okay.
little thing.
Yeah, and
Look at her.
I thought she was beautiful, and
Yeah,
I would
should we put her down here, PJ,
would-
so they can see?
I would make a mink stole out of tinsel.
Yes.
And I drape it all around
Oh
her.
my goodness! Look at
Yeah,
that.
look at that.
So it's made it. Flip it over.
Okay. Okay.
Look
I think she got too close to those hot Christmas lights.
Yes.
Okay. Now
they're not hot anymore. The
No.
Christmas lights. No,
I still have those Christmas
you
lights.
do the hot ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right. So but we had her, and my mother went out and bought another one to replace her. I don't know why we didn't get rid of her, but
Yeah.
we
Oh,
did.
you have two then.
So I brought the one that she replaced her with.
Oh, I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Remember these?
She's holding
They
up
were
better, but she is made out of wax.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So-
couldn't get rid of that one.
You don't think?
No. You, dear, your girls know all about this, right?
Yeah, we put it on the tree every year.
Because so I'm thinking like 30 years from now that someone's going to still be putting it on a tree. It has to keep going forever, right?
Yeah.
Aww.
So that's her.
Compare. Okay,
that's-
here
so
we'll lay-
this one was probably, I don't know. When do you think? Do you think that was purchased in the 70s or the 60s? Maybe this
I'm
has
gonna
got to be the 50s,
Yeah.
and then maybe she just got too close.
Maybe
to the
late
ball.
60s. And she's thinner wax. So that's probably why she disintegrated faster. Yeah. So, yeah. Both of them are really good, Joni.
Now I bet somebody here also had that angel, but
Yeah.
she's unrecognizable right now.
No, she was really pretty. There they are. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah.
So where are you
Okay.
going to put them? You didn't put up a tree.
I didn't put up a
Do you
tree.
got like a little mini tree?
No, I didn't get that far
Yeah.
this year. So next year.
Next year you're going to get a tree. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you put it out. But
Yeah.
it can be a mini now. We're getting older.
I know, yeah.
Remember,
I know.
Grandma had one that was up on a table.
Yeah.
And she was probably younger than us when she did
The only
that.
thing is I have enough ornaments for 3 big trees.
Yes, I know. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
So what I had to think of first is the steps that I needed to make. Okay, so and I forgot about this, so I had to add, so I kind of jotted it down in notes, and I thought the first thing I need to do is I put down batting first. So I hooped my hoop with no-show stabilizer, and I wanted batting inside, and so I needed batting to reach the edge, but then I wanted to trim because you know how hard that would be to turn this if the batting was in the seam allowance. So I needed to tack down the batting, the full size of the oval, and then stop and trim away. And then the next step was to do the center. So I needed a placement line for my center fabric, and then a tack down line for my center fabric. So this would be straight stitch, and then I needed to fill it with fancy fill stitches. Okay, what's my next step? I need to put this border fabric on. So we lay down a whole piece over, and I do a tack down here with straight stitch, a tack down here with straight stitch. I trim off the excess here, so the inner oval will be trimmed away to reveal the fancy fill, which is always fun. And then I need to add the candle wicking to cover my raw edge. Then I need to lay my 2 pieces of fabric down. So 2 pieces I'm going to lay on top. Okay, so let me go turn it right side out. We did have it all sealed shut, but we showed so many people how to do this that we turned it and then so it's going to be my hoop, and I'm going to lay 2 folded pieces of fabric overlapping down, sew a straight stitch, then take it out of the hoop, turn it right side out. First trim the excess fabric away from the seam allowance, turn it right side out, and then seal it with steam seam 2. And I like the 1/2 inch. I find that holds better. So I have my list of steps. So I just wanted you to know that. You could just follow along with me. But if you wanted to create your own, I did. Okay, so PJ, I could move this and just lay my paper down, and I'll take the pin out. So they could do a screenshot of this. It may be different. So we could not find the oval. Joni found it from before. So I'm wondering how different it is from what I did now. So
Yeah.
you'll have to follow along with that one. But I think I know what I'm doing better now. Because we would never do.
Probably. What do you think this was
One
this
of the-
3 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because we would never do the candle wicking now that small.
No.
No. Okay. So here is the first page. So here's where steps I need to make. So I kind of jotted that down. And as I was designing it, I was like forgetting a step, and I could go back and see where I left off. What do I need to do next? So you want to have that one next to you. So I'll move my hand so you could do a screenshot on your phone. And you could get started this afternoon and post a picture tonight. I would love that if you would post a picture. So somebody did. Took Tommy's mistletoe crossing designs and sewed them onto towels.
I saw that.
It was so good, wasn't
yeah,
it? So good.
And then somebody also already made the, did you see the one, the Blizzard, when they got a gift card from Dairy Queen?
From Dairy Queen, which is such a cute idea.
Yeah, because they make, they're called Blizzards.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, I thought that was such a cute idea. So, okay, so we got the first page. Let's go to the second page and let them screenshot that.
Okay, so let's do the first page one more.
First page one. Oh, wait, I didn't realize I was front and back because that wasn't second page, that was third page. Okay.
Starting over.
Okay. So there is first page. So there.
Let's see if I can.
They could do a screenshot on that. There we go. Does anybody need us to show them how to do a screenshot? Because I have my phone right here. So.
Yeah, I think you can screenshot it.
Okay, so what you do is you go to your camera and you hold it above it and you press, I press this upper volume button.
Not on your camera. Go to the app. Go in the Gloria Horn app.
Go in the Gloria Horn app.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you're screenshotting the live stream.
that's, oh goodness, good thing he's here. Yes, yes. Oh, they're talking to somebody that knows how to keep track of our inventory. You should hear, okay, so here I am. Okay.
Because you're screenshotting the live
So
stream.
there, so we'll just, here I am in the live
Turn
stream.
the volume all the way down.
Turn the volume down, okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just pretend like it's plain, there's no,
Yeah.
so, okay, we can't see the top. Oh, that's because of me, that's because of me. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, okay, so I'll just do
Just
that
it
from
real
here.
quick. Show them how.
Let's show them real quick. So top button here, this button over here, you press both at the same time. You now have a screenshot. Just say done, save to photos. Okay?
Then you can zoom in on it real nice.
Yeah, and you can edit it. You can cut out what you don't need.
Well, let's go through each page.
Okay, so here's page 1. It ends in step 25.
Oh, give them a second to screenshot it.
Oh wait, here's step 26 to 67.
Can we just go here? Let's just go back. Start
Go
at
back
the
to
beginning.
1?
Yeah, let's do them all in order. Just
Okay.
right in a row, and so we don't have to cut away from them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here. So here's number 1. Hopefully they can.
And that
do
is steps 1 through 25.
1 through 25.
Okay, flip it over, and I have steps 26 through 67. And I'm going to slide that
Be
one.
Quick with these screenshots.
Okay, yeah. But they could go back and do it.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
go back and.
Yeah. So here's 68 to 109. So it's actually 4 pages. 68 to 109. Think we're good there?
I think we're good.
Okay. And then 110 to 118. So screenshot those 4 pages.
I guess they're saying it's in the bubble. It's blocking the
Oh,
top.
oh. Should we do it again? The bubble was blocking it earlier. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Do it again.
then
We're
we
gonna
can-
start from
We'll
1.
have something fun to do.
Yeah, there. So maybe just zoom out, because they'll be able to zoom in, and then nobody comment for a minute, and but
Go
the
smaller.
bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to bring pages down. Okay, we're gonna do all four pages again.
Because the bubble rate like,
Is way
really,
up there.
like, goes
I
right
think
here.
we're okay now.
Okay.
See, remember they're delayed.
Mhm.
Okay, page 1.
Page 1.
All right. Oh, do you think we're good?
Yes.
I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over, put it in the exact same spot for page 2, and I hope the bubble isn't covering it, and nobody's comments are covering it. So that is page 2.
Focus.
So there's saying focus, but then it might be too big and the bubble's covering it.
Mhm.
Polly just said this was the first thing I made in IQ. Yep, and it's something we pull out all the time.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of steps, so, sometimes when
should be
people
good on page
come in to see it, I feel like, ooh, might scare them away, right? So there, page 3, but once you start stitching out the fancy fill, they're sold.
Yeah.
Right. You got to have the machine once you see the fancy fill. And I never did get to meet the person who designed this. I would love to, because it is the best. It's so elegant, right? I love it, love it. Okay, so we're good.
Move down.
Move down. But that was 4. They were
Yeah.
saying 3.
Yeah.
Can't see the top.
We'll figure out a way.
But we'll post it. We'll post it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send. We were doing that. We just got so busy. When we started doing Wander Lane, we got so busy. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get my pages ready, and Joni got me fabric ready.
Yeah.
And so.
I think they're plenty big, especially the
Oh,
backs.
and I need.
And
Okay.
here's,
The other thing is. Okay. I need a applique. Okay. Let's see. And I got applique scissors here. Okay. All right. Kathy's ready to move in. So we're going to have to move out soon. We're okay?
An hour and a half.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay. Because the other thing I wanted to show was fusible fleece. So, Joni, where is my oval? Oh, right here. Okay. So
I'm
that's
gonna
it.
braid the
This
red.
was embarrassing. I'm making a Hotpad, and look how floppy it is. So I used the fusible fleece, but recently we switched to, so here is regular fusible fleece. Floppy, thin. I honestly think they've gone thinner on
I
this.
think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it was
now
never like that.
we have switched to the heavyweight fusible fleece. This is so much better. So we will be selling you the heavyweight fusible fleece. It's just it's so much better. So that's what we're going to use today, the heavyweight. Okay, all right. So I am going.
Okay, I'm going to mosey on out and I'll be back.
Okay, Joni's
All
going to
right.
be back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't want to talk from the eye doctors.
Wouldn't that be funny if it did? If it did last till you, I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts till you got in your car. And,
Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So I made all the steps that I needed. So the first thing I need to do is do the placement line for the batting. Now, when I'm making this, I want to make it as big as possible. So I just made mine a 1/4 inch smaller than the hoop. So here's what I ended up with, and I love it. I didn't get a chance to sew it out, so I'm just going to go memory, save on the machine at the end, and then I'm just going to go home to start all over again for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to go, step 1 is IQ Designer. So IQ Designer, the shapes, that's the circle and square button. Number 11, which is the circle. Okay. We need to change the size. So size, and I want to make it as big as I can. So I'm going to go up to the keypad on the Solaris Vision, and I'm going to make the height 15.75. I always make it just a little bit smaller because, I guess I've run into trouble when you're dealing with batting and bulk and stuff. So I just always make it a little bit smaller than the maximum size. So 15.75 set, and then the width is 10 5/8. So I'm going to make mine 10.25 set. Okay. Line properties. So what's my first step? Placement line for the batting. So line properties is up above. It looks like a piece of paper. So these are the buttons that have to do with what you want to sew on the outline. These buttons are what do you want to fill the area with. I don't want to fill it with anything. The only thing I want to do is straight stitch that so I know where to place my batting. So line properties, straight stitch, red, and OK. line bucket, click on the line to turn it red. So if you hit somewhere else, you're going to get an error message. So let's say you think you're close. See, you get an error. So you have to click on the line. And I already did it, so that's why it's still giving me an error message. Okay, this is the large red oval. So we're going to click on memory and save on the machine. So we're going to know this as the large red oval. Next. So click on next in the lower right hand corner. This is where you change the stitch length, and the 0.080, that's fine. So we're just going to set it. This is the point of no return. It's supposed to say to you, did you save that large red oval? Because if you didn't, and you go for farther, you're not going to be able to go back. And I did save it, so okay. So I need more than one of these. I need the placement line for the batting, and now I need the tack down. I can do this in the editing screen in embroidery. So edit, copy, and then I like to always double check everything's in the center. So move, center. See, it changed a little bit, but then I know there's two things on the screen, so I'm going to select the other oval and center, and I can see that it put one on top of the other. So, okay. So now we're changing to the next page, and we're going on to step 26 already. Wow, that went fast. Okay, so now what's my next step? I did placement line, tack down, placement line for the center. So IQ Designer. So I'm going to add IQ Designer. Shapes. I went in and got the shapes again and just set the size. I could have gone in and got my red oval and shrunk it down. So either way, you're okay doing it. But I just felt like it was easy enough to go back in and click the shapes, then number 11 again, the circle, then okay. I want this 3 inches smaller. So at first I go to size and the keypad, and I had it at 15.75, so minus 3 is 12.75. So 12.75 set, and the width I had at 10 1/4, so I'm going to make this 7 1/4. I wanted it 3 inches smaller because I wanted an 1.5 inch border all the way around. I've done them where I've done them smaller and it doesn't look as good. So this setting is going to be 10. Oop, I got a 1, so I gotta clear that. Now 10.25 set. You could use your arrow buttons to do that, but if you got the Solaris Vision or the upgrade, you've upgraded to it, it's so much easier with the keypad. So okay. Now I want this to be a tack down. No, wait a minute. I did that wrong. Go back to size. So it is supposed to be 12.75. So 12.75 is correct, but we have to enter it again. 12.75 set, and then 7.25. 7.25 in the width. 3 inches smaller. So this is what your screen should look like. Then okay. And then this is the tack down for the, this is the placement line for the center fabric. Next will be the tack down for the center fabric. So we are going to go to line properties, straight stitch, green. Okay, I just like to use a different color for every step. Okay, straight stitch, green, okay. Then line bucket, we're on step 39, line bucket, click on the line to turn it green. Memory, I'm going to need this again because I need it to do the opening once I lay the border fabric down, and I need it to put the candle wicking. So memory, save on the machine, and we're going to call this one the inner green oval, because when we go to the pocket, they look the same size. Okay, so now, next, here again, I'm just doing the straight stitch. I'm tacking down that inner fabric. So the 080 is fine. Set. Okay, I memorized it, right? I put it in memory. Yep. Now, so there they are. So what do I want to do next? So I want to add the fancy fill next. So add IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. That's the pocket at the top. Pocket with the arrow pointing out. Look for the green oval. Now see, I have so much saved here that mine is kind of going crazy. And normally, everything you save is in the upper left, but I had to search for my green oval, and I just haven't had a chance to delete things. So I am going to put that, okay, here's a green oval. I'm not sure which one is the most recent. Look at here, this one says 310. I'm going with that one. This one is 270, 290, 310. I'm going with that one as being the latest one. So find your green oval. Okay. Line properties. How do you want it to sew out? Well, I don't want it to sew that oval out. I don't want to waste my time. So no sew. Okay. Line bucket. Up at the top, line bucket. Click on the line to turn it gray. There. And you can see the gray up here. Okay. Now, fill properties. So I don't have to go. The reason why I go all the way into embroidery for every step is if you put these all in at once in IQ Designer, the machine will decide what order it wants to sew it, even though you put it in the right order. So you have to take every step all the way to embroidery. Okay, so we are going to go to fill properties. So that's below this solid red block, and you can see it's just filled in with stitches. Fill properties, looks like a piece of paper. Fancy fills, which is this button with the circle fill on it, and press select. And I used 22. I really like that one. That's what I used for the other one. I gotta like branch out. Maybe I'll go find one of the new ones that I haven't done yet, but I do love that one. I do love this. I love them all. I like this one. Maybe I'll just, I would spend all day deciding. Remember, you're going to want to make a whole bunch of these. These make great gifts, and they use up your scraps. Now, we do have kits to sell you with the perfect fabrics. So I selected that one this time, 034. Okay. Then blue. I want to change the color. So blue and okay. Fill bucket. It's right now. Look at your fancy fill is right in the window now. So fill bucket. Click inside the oval to fill it. I have the grid on. I don't need it on. I'm going to just turn it off because I think it's going to, you'll be able to see better if I turn it off. So I'm going up to my settings where it says grid, 1 inch. I'm going to click there, and I'm just going to do the one that's plain, and then okay. So then you'll see better. Okay. Click on next, and this is where we change the size. I love the size. I like to show off my fancy fill stitches, but the one button that I use almost every time now is this outline button. So it shows like a fancy fill and the word off. So click on that and turn that on. That means it will not stop for a jump stitch at all these places. So it'll sew out faster because it'll stitch over to the new area. So on and okay. Set. I don't need to save this. The only thing I use again are the ovals. So set. Now I could change the size. If you're going to the party in an hour, you may want to click this up to 125. Let's just do that real quick. So 125, okay. And it's going to think for a second and see now it's farther apart. So you decide on the size. I'm going back down to 100. It seems like the default setting on the machine, somebody really did their work with this. I keep saying every time I show this, I have never met the person who came up with this idea, but I want to meet them. I want to meet them and say, oh, now I did. Okay, then I'm on step 66, so set and okay. So there's my fancy fill. Okay, what do I need to do next? I gotta go look on my list. Place tack down for center. Fancy fill center. Tack down the outer oval. Okay, so the outer oval was the red. So I'm gonna go add IQ Designer. Pocket with the arrow pointing out. It's thinking. Now you could have gone in to just edit in embroidery and clicked on it. Well, which I'll show you that when we get over to the altar. So, okay. So I have a lot of ovals here, but I'm looking for the ones that are red and green, because those are like pink and purple. Well, I did do a pink, but anyhow, okay. So I'm looking for the red oval, and because I've done it a bunch of times, I'm looking for the most recent one, which this one has the number 290. So I think that one will be the right one. So, okay, select it, then okay. Line properties, straight stitch, purple, just because we haven't used purple yet, purple, and okay. Line bucket, see, I need to tell the machine, I need to apply those stitches, so you go line bucket. It's purple here, but it's still red over here, so I have to click on that red oval to turn it purple, and it will do the, you just told the machine to sew that as a straight stitch. Now, next, don't need to change the stitch length, so set. Don't need to save it. I already saved it. I already saved it as the red oval. So, okay. So there we are. Okay. So now add. Okay. So what's our next step? Our next step is to tack down the inner oval. Now I'm going to follow my directions, but you could just select the green inner oval, select it, go into edit and copy it. But we're going to follow my directions. Okay, so there, turn purple. So now I go add IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, look for the green oval. So I'm going to slide up and find my green oval. Yours should be in the upper left. I have to call Baby Lock, or you know what? I probably just have to ask Zach, our mechanic. So there's the green oval with the highest number, 310. So I'm going to select that one. Then OK. Line properties. So I wanted to sew as a straight stitch. I wanted to tack it down. So line properties, pink. Oh, I didn't. So I went line properties pink. You have to go line properties straight stitch. Okay. So right next to 87, write straight stitch, pink, okay. Line bucket. Click on the line to turn it pink. Okay. Then the step 92 is next. So next, the stitch length is okay. Set, okay. So there's my straight stitch to tack it down. So we're going to sew a straight stitch, then we're going to trim out the inner fabric, and then I need to put candle wicking down. So add IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. Oop, up here I was just about to, I don't know what I was about to press, but pocket with the arrow pointing out. Find the green oval again and select it. This time we had to go back to IQ Designer because we want to do it as a candle wicking. So we couldn't make a copy. So there, and I'm going to find the green oval and the one with the highest number. So there's mine, 310. Yours will have a different number. Okay. Line properties. So that's this piece of paper. This is where you go to tell it how you want it to sew it. Candle wicking, it's these stars. Candle wicking, and I haven't used orange yet, so I'm going to go orange. Okay. Line bucket, so but you can see the candle wicking here, so the bucket right below that. And then click on the green line to turn it orange, and then press next. So I hope I'm not going too fast, but they all have you can watch it later. So next. Now, since the last time we made this and we did the directions, Steve and I have decided that we really like the candle wicking stitch to be bigger. Steve goes really big. So here it is at 0.160. I'm going to click on that, and I went up to 0.22. There's 224, that's good. Okay, so okay. It's going to think a second. So there I can see my bigger candle wicking. But now I want to bring those closer together so that raw edge of the fabric definitely gets covered by the candle wicking. So I want to decrease the spacing in between each one of those. In the beginning, I was so worried that I was going to overlap it. It was going to lump up, but it will never overlap. So I went down to 0.012 and okay. And here again, it's going to think for a second and put them closer together. And I can see that they're close together. So it will definitely cover the raw edge of the fabric. So set, okay. All right, select your first oval. So see how something else is selected. So the slider bar is all the way up at the top. So I'm going to select my first oval because now is my last step. Let me see what I called it. My last step was to tack down the backing. So select my top oval because that was the biggest one. Okay, there I could see that red box jumped outside the biggest oval, and click on edit, copy. So it's right below rotate. It's a solid square and a dotted line. Okay, so I copied it. It's there, but you don't even realize it. And then I like to make sure that everything is in the center. So I am going to click on move, center. Watch it as you press it. Move, center, then select center. And I should count how many steps, but I just do a bunch of them. Select center, select center. I just keep going. The place where you really see it is when you see the outer oval. So there it's at an outer one. Select center. See, that moved. So one of my ovals was not on top of the other. Select center. I've run through the whole thing because see, now it's at the...
I think Deb caught you.
Uh-oh, what?
Yeah, she said something wasn't center.
Oh, okay.
But maybe...
Now it is.
Now it is.
Now it is, yeah. So, okay. We could double check. I could double check.
Yeah, let's double check.
Yeah, because you can't. So edit, move, center, center. Just keep going. I think there's like 6, 7, 8 steps. So I just go select center, and it looks like I'm good. Looks like I'm good. So we're just double checking. That's what we're doing here. Okay, wasn't it a genius to put that select button right there? Like, how did they know that was going to be a problem? I have no idea. Okay, so anyhow, it looks good, right? Okay, so now we're going to say okay, and we're going to go into embroidery. Okay, so the first step was my placement line for my batting. I have white thread in. I think I am going to put the light gray in. So go light gray. I should have put a brand new needle in. Oh, so I'm just going to go ahead because I know that Kathy's class is coming in soon.
There is one right here.
There was, new needle. So PJ's saying I should change it. So I do have my screwdriver. I like to keep my screwdriver in the top, and look at, I do have my extra, I like to keep extra bobbins in the top and my extra gray spool caps, some of those in the top, so I'm not searching for things that I use all the time. So I'm just putting, so I have a full white bobbin underneath, and I'm just gonna thread it There. Oh no, don't thread it. I'm going to put a new needle in. So I like using the 9014 embroidery, especially because we're going to be, look at it's broken. So this one was one to throw away. We're just going to take our chances.
Yeah.
Because that meant I broke it.
Yeah.
And I changed it.
You must have
recently.
changed it.
I did, but you know how much we sew here. So we'll know it, because we'll hear that popping noise. So, okay. So all I'm going to do is press start. Now here's the other thing I always have to worry about here. Remember, we are using the full hoop. I might hit the wall. So I just got to stand up and carefully move my machine forward. Hopefully you won't have to do that. If you have to do that, you may have to call Steve. Actually, the Horn of America is having a really big sale on cabinets. So call Steve, 412-344-2330. It's buy yourself a Christmas present, right? Okay, so there I moved my machine so it wouldn't hit the wall. We're not moving, we're adding on. So we are renting the building 2 doors down, and we're gonna have a classroom, so we'll be able to do in-person classes, and we're gonna broadcast them. So I said I wanna do IQ designer classes in person. Wouldn't you love this? To come and make it with us, and we can we'll figure out. PJ and Steve have not seen the building yet, but we don't like crowds. We don't, I always say that about our crews. We want the numbering class so that the teachers can easily get to the students. You're not packed in, so the teacher can't get to you. And so on our crews and in our own classroom, we're not going to have high numbers in the classroom. We're not going to pack them in. We're going to make it very comfortable. And Kathy, whenever she gives her classes, she has these really good cookies from a bakery near her house.
Will it be wheelchair accessible? Yes.
Yes, it is wheelchair accessible. Yes, it's so wonderful.
And they're already scheduling events.
Oh, Kathy is. She may talk about it today, but we don't know how long it's going to take us to get in there. We don't know what kind of shape it's going to be when we get it. He did mention painting, but you know how landlords are. He might not paint. Okay, so I'm going to take and I got a big piece here, so I'm just going to position. Oh, and I like to do this with the fusible side facing up. Says, why waste your fusible side? So I'm going to go fusible side facing up. I'm a little bit flipped over here. So I'm going to go here, and I just make sure that it's covering, and then I sew. So I'm going to just pull that over. I'm going to kind of hang on to it just real light because it's such a big piece it might shift. So far, the needle is acting fine. Now, we did order a ton of thread nets, so if you're missing your thread nets, we will have those for sale as soon as they arrive. Remember, every once in a while you get a spool of thread that all of a sudden it unwinds too fast, and a loop gets caught here, pulls on your needle, and breaks your needle. So we use a spool cap for that. So I think I'm going to keep this light gray in until we get to the fancy fill. And it's going to sew it twice, which we don't really need it to do. So I could stop here and save time, and I'll just cut. But I do need to trim away the excess batting as close to the stitching as I can. So when I'm coming around this corner, you just tilt this. This holds the fabric away from the blade. And really, I like going at it at the other angle. So I think I'm going to go around the camera and come from the other side. Okay. Hopefully, I won't block them. I won't block their view. Okay, because this is the better direction to do it. Here, I'll just fold this back. Okay, so from here, see, you kind of tilt it, and that holds your the no-show away, so there's no chance of snipping that no-show. And this no-show is going to add a little body to it. So I get it as far as I can, and then, now here I'll just go up this side, but here I am getting my blade in as close as I can to the stitching, but really I should take it out and turn it. I mean, yeah, so I don't have that bulk. I'm just going to quickly cut. Now I know why Eleanor Burns always throws things on the ground, because she doesn't want to waste time finding a garbage can. But I can stay here, but it really would be easier to take this to a flat surface. And PJ, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to see when I'm there.
Yep,
See,
sorry.
that I should snip, but I'll do that with my squeezy snips. So here, you can't cut batting with your squeezy snips because they're so pointy that they get caught in the batting. So here again, I'm just tilting it a little bit to keep and trying to go nice and slow so I don't end up with a hunk of the batting in the seam allowance, because that's going to make it hard to turn. There. Now let's see. See, I would go, I'm going to sit down and get my squeezy snips. Right here, I see them. Okay. There. And so here, I'll just take those and trim that. It's just a little bit in there, but I'm thinking I don't want it to make it roll to the wrong side because of that bulk right there. Okay, so I'm good there. All right, I have to turn this so the bracket is on the right side. Ooh, I got a big hunk there, don't I? Let's just grab those squeezy snips again. So trim that nice and close. And there's a big hunk there. And I wanted to do this again because there's a lot of people that have this machine and they have never done anything in IQ Designer. They're just using their machine to do the same old things that they did their old machine. Okay, so now I need a placement line for my inner fabric.
See if I
Okay.
can get this straightened out real quick.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, so this is going to be the placement line for the inner fabric. So press start.
Okay.
Oh, remember it's going to finish it. We don't want it to finish it. Okay, so I'll cut. Remember I stopped it in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to the plus minus button and go down. So I'm on step 2. I want to press the down arrow. So I'm at the start of step 3. And you can see it's going to do the inner oval. Okay, so here, we'll do that. So in IQ Designer, it always goes over twice. I told Tommy when he's digitizing to just go around once. I see a little hunk of fuzz here. Because we like to save time. Now I'm using no-show because it's nice and soft, but I do have to make sure I only have no-show in the hoop, which it could, if you hold this in your lap, it might pop apart. It might, I'm going to stop it again and cut. I'm going to go to plus minus. I'm already there. I'm already in plus minus because now I want to go to step 4 where I tack down. No, wait a minute, it's doing a fancy fill. You know what? I guess I just figured that we probably should have just put the fabric down. So I don't have a tack down for the center fabric. I'm a little worried because it's wrinkly. So just hang on. Let me make sure my iron is hot.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
and I think I'm going to take it out and iron this to it because remember I did it with the fusible side facing up. So I'm going to take it out and go over to the iron and iron it. I love this. This is it called snow, PJ? Was this very frost snow? I forget the name of it, but I'll just let it heat up just a little bit, and then I'll just hold it and that. And that'll take the wrinkles away. That's right, Keith is here. Keith is down in shipping, helping the shippers get stuff out. There. Okay. See, look how nice and smooth that is. So it's gonna really look nice. No bubbles, no anything. Okay, so now I am going to be using, it's called Kyoto Garden by Chonga Wang. And what did
Here.
Oh, right here. I have it on the floor. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to show them this. Yeah, put the kit, because it has champagne gold. And so I'm going to grab my MG1, because I think that would look really pretty for the fancy fill. Yeah, so that is the fabric kit. And this was not brought out to be a Christmas fabric. It looks like Christmas because there's lots of red and green, but it was brought out to use in the spring. So, but it really, you know, this is one of those fabrics that you could use year round. So I'm going to thread. So remember, I keep my felt pad on. And that's another thing we'll be selling you. Oops, see how quick you lose? Yeah, but everybody that got our box, our Christmas box, I got 4 of them. So, there. Thread it. If it doesn't thread the needle, that is a sign that you need a new needle. Yes. So some people say, oh, it never threads my metallic. What you need to do is change the needle and see, because that's what I thought too. And then I changed the needle, and let's see if we have one here. Oh, I can't thread that needle. Okay, let's see. Wait, maybe. You see any needles in there? PJ searching, I'm searching. See why you need needles? Oh, look what I just found. I just found, see, the oval. This is a mini oval, and you can make a picture frame with it. Oh, no. Well, let's try again, see if we can get it. Isn't that silly that I have 4,000 packages of needles and none?
You use 9010 or 9014?
Let's see what you have. Oh, I'll just try to thread again. But I'm kind of glad I reached in. Can they see this? Because it's a little oval.
Let's see.
So this was one of the projects, I guess we did it last Christmas. That's my granddaughter, Katie. She's so cute. Okay. All right, look at my thread. Look at this thread. Look at how it's fallen off the spool. Oh. So now I need a thread net. Do I have a thread net in there?
Here you go.
Oh, I do. Oh, good. Okay. So look at that. That would have caused so much trouble. Okay. That's what our mechanics always say to us, that 99% of the time, problems with the machine. So that is super universal. Oh, non-stick. Well, let's just see if it threads. Okay. So I'm going to wind that up because I don't want to waste a single bit of my metallic thread. Okay, then I'll put, you want to make sure that your thread net is longer than your spool. Sometimes they're too long and you have to cut them down. And then you put it in from the bottom up so the thread is coming out the top. And then you take this and you tuck it inside. Okay, it doesn't want it there. Tuck it inside, and then your felt pad will hold that thread net in place. Otherwise, while you're sewing, if you cut it to the exact size while you're sewing, that thread net will come off and slide up and cause a problem. So there. let's see if it threads. I better tell Kath. Oh, there we go. It threaded. So I think we're okay. Okay, so right now it's going to do the tack down. So tack down. I could have done that with the gray thread. But the next step is when all the pretty stitching starts. Now, if you want a Solaris Vision for Christmas, Steve has an unbelievable deal going on. Same thing, Solaris Vision, he has an unbelievable deal with the Altair 2, with the Meridian 2, he has unbelievable deals. So give him a call, 412-344-2330. Press option 2, that takes you right to Steve's phone. If he's busy, he'll call you back. So we can make it happen. And you could have one of these beautiful machines by Christmas, definitely. I think he has a girl picking up a Solaris Vision today. So I think he's probably given her a lesson. I wonder if he's doing, because every once in a while for the lesson, he does do this oval with them. And then they get to take home something that they made and they love it, right? And then, okay, so now normally I would trim this close, but we'll do that when I pull out the fabric next. So I want to just start the fancy fill stitches. And then we could show them some products while it's doing the fancy fill. So let them watch it for a minute, because just to see how nice it is. Let's peek at our thread up here. See, because we have the thread net on, it's the thread is unwinding from the spool perfect. That's when I break a needle, it's usually because the thread has looped around and it got caught and it pulled on the needle and broke the needle. So with the thread net and using the felt pad and this small gray spool cap, next year I should put in the Christmas gift box thread nets and a felt pad, because they get all dusty. Yeah, I think I should also do the gray spool caps again, because they're going to lose all of theirs.
Yeah.
In
a year?
Yeah, in a year.
Are you kidding
In
me?
a year, they're going to have to rebuy. But yeah. So we're already making plans for our Christmas gift box for next year. Yes. So we've had a lot of fun with it. Should I open it? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you
Now
should.
what should we do? Okay. Gift number 13 can wait. But gift number, and I think they said 23 or 20. They told me
23.
Oh, they wrote it down over there. So, okay, so
What does that
here,
mean?
that's it. I'll tell them. And I think they'll go along with me, because nobody wants Christmas fabric for Christmas. Nobody wants a thing with a Christmas thing on it for Christmas, because you put it away. So 13, which is today, we would like to switch with 23, because 23 is something you want to be using right now. And then also 14, which is tomorrow, we want to switch that with 20.
Can you do that?
We could do that. There's no rules, as long as everybody's okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just, it was
It
so
makes
much to
sense.
think. It does. You want Christmas things right now, okay?
Yeah.
So now, Maddie thought we should open both, because I don't know, because
I don't know what's in them, so I couldn't say.
yeah. I think we just switch for now. But like
Okay.
she was saying that people are so busy and they might be traveling for Christmas or wrapping. They might be too busy to tune in. She was thinking they'd be too busy to tune in on Saturday the 23rd and maybe even Friday the 22nd. So we'll decide on those. But what we're going to do today is I want you to find your present number 23. Okay? I'm going to go
23.
find mine and I'll
Okay.
be right back. Okay, there's 23. Okay. Okay.
This is exciting.
This is very exciting. And we're going to make this next Tuesday at 3. We're going to make it Tuesday at 3. Okay, so there's a piece of paper inside, and it is the directions to make a fat quarter gift bag, okay? And inside there are 2 fat quarters. Now, many of you received Christmas. Some of you didn't, because as we were packing them, we went, oh no, we put Christmas fabric. It's on the 23rd, no way. So a lot of you got Christmas fabric, really cute Christmas fabric, but some of you got fabric that wasn't seasonal at all. You could use it any time of year. So anyhow, here are the 2 fat quarters that you're going to use to make your fat quarter gift bag. It's a cute little bag, and we're going to make that Tuesday at 3 o'clock. We're going to make it and show you how to make it. Okay?
All right.
All right. So that's their Christmas present for the day. Okay. And tell us what fabric you got, whether you got like a year-round fabric or if you got a Christmas fabric. Let us know what fabric you received. Oh my gosh, this is turning out so pretty. Like, look at how the center, there is like a center swirl. Whoever designed these fancy fills is so smart. I just love it. Isn't that just so elegant? Okay, so you already had the fabric bundle in there, right? And
Yeah.
we made sure it was a fabric that was not seasonal. So it was Kyoto Garden, and I'm gonna hold this up. So Kyoto Garden, which it came out last year right before Christmas. And there's a lot of red and green in it. And so we looked at it and thought Christmas, but it really was brought out. Right now we are receiving all of our spring fabrics. Like, we already received Valentine's Day, we already received St. Patrick's Day, and now we are receiving spring fabrics. So they usually ship us spring fabrics before Christmas. So okay, what else do we have to show them?
We have.
Oh, we have that silver.
And I think somebody asked that. Could you put this?
Yes. So here is Insole Shine. Okay, so it's shiny on the outside. You are going to need this because not only if you want to put this in here. So if you're one that takes your pans right out of the oven and you want to put it right on the table, you're going to want this inside. So you would use this, I would say, instead of the batting, but you could use it in addition to the batting. But there is a pattern heading our way for something that you are going to need this really bad, and it's something you are going to want to make. I wish it would have come before Christmas. It may get here, hopefully in the next couple days, and we can get them right out, but this is something you're going to need for that. And you're going to want to make it, I guarantee you. Okay.
Okay, and then you used the heavyweight
Fusible fleece.
fusible fleece.
Yes, not the floppy fusible fleece.
This is single side fusible.
Yes, single-sided fusible, yes. They do make a double-sided fusible, but it's a lot more money. So PJ, grab the piece that I threw. There it is, right there. Huge difference between this fusible fleece. Okay, so you see.
What is that? Double-sided?
This is the heavyweight fusible fleece, single-sided. Yeah, this is
Okay.
really good.
This is
And then this is, look at how floppy. So it's you don't want your hot pad to be flopping. Right,
around.
Kathy?
Right, no
Right.
floppy hot pad.
Yeah. Look at how gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
It is. You got to make these. You have to. It's
And tap into
fun.
Tuning the Camera Bow, we have a really good show.
We have a really good show coming. What time is it? Are we?
It's 2. It's
145.
you have an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. So I'm good. So I can keep sewing
We're
because I
almost
want to
done.
show them the steps. Okay. And Kathy, okay, we're doing good. We are wonderful. I'm
And-
so glad we got to do this because I would have been really disappointed with myself if I didn't show you this, because this is such a quick, easy Christmas gift to make.
So now this fusible fleece, is this the same stuff that we?
Have been using.
Yeah.
I just switched to it. If you bought our Broderie Purse Table Runner, you did get the heavyweight fusible fleece, but before we were using regular fusible fleece.
Okay.
It's just recently that I'm not even going to buy the regular in, right? I'm not even going to buy it in because
I
this
think
heavyweight.
PJ's catching on. Sandy says. So this is the fusible fleece. Why don't you come up to the screen?
Okay.
I think he's catching on. So if you look here on the screen here, this is the
Heavyweight fusible
That's the
fleece.
one we switched to.
Yes,
So
we're not going to
I think I had the single-sided. That's the
Fusible.
old.
Yeah, don't buy that.
Don't buy that.
Item 100, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Buy this.
Buy that.
101.
Yes, the heavyweight fusible fleece.
Okay.
Yes. It's going to be a 2-yard piece. We have to cut it ourselves because it only comes on the bolt.
Okay.
So it'll be, 2-yard cut, and it'll be in our cellophane bags. So.
All right.
And you'll know it
catching
right
on.
away when you feel it. It's just so much better. Really, the whole while we probably should have used 2 layers of this. But I think this was thicker in years past. I think just recently, like maybe in the last year, I noticed that it was just getting floppier. So we are switching all of our projects. We're not going to sell the regular. If somebody thinks of why you would use the regular fusible fleece instead of the heavyweight, so I guess instead of ultra soft fusible, Baby Lock has that really nice ultra soft fusible that we use just to stabilize, just to give it a little bit more body. It won't puff up, it'll just puff a little bit. I wanted more puff, so the heavyweight fusible fleece is giving me more of that quilted look with the fancy fills. So because
Yeah.
you can't
Should
give
I take
somebody
it
a
out?
gift and have
Should I
it.
take it out of the lineup?
Yeah, I would take it out of the
Just
lineup.
take it out.
Take it out. Don't let anybody
rid
buy
of
it.
Okay. And
I don't know. I don't. I think. Yeah.
So it's in
See,
your- it's
you
in-
don't want to hand anybody their Hotpad, and it goes like that, right? You want it to lay nice and flat. So the heavyweight fusible fleece.
Okay.
Now, normally I would have sewn that top oval, and I would have trimmed away the excess fabric down to 1/4 inch. But we cut ours so big that I may want to leave that in because it's going to give it a little more body in this seam allowance. But I will want to trim it really close because I don't want any more bulk to be in the seam allowance and make this hard to turn. Oh, that's another thing. We did use pinking shears. I forgot all about that. So they are going to need some pinking shears. And I don't see ours. We'll have to see. I bet we could ask somebody to bring us up. That we have those new pinking shears that are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have Famore. I think there's Famore. That's a really good brand.
Which
yeah.
one? The pink. These
Yeah.
ones? Okay.
So we'll ask somebody to go down and get us a pair of the pinking shears.
And then there's-
I'll see if they're in this drawer. I always put scissors in that drawer. Oh, look at this. We do have a needle right here. So there. Okay, it's still sewing.
So I mean, you
We
have
could just-
the duckbill and
What's that?
the duckbill applique scissors.
Yes, the duckbill, and they're the 6-inch.
Okay.
That's the size I like. They do make them in a 4.5. Where did mine go? Right here. But I like having the 6-inch whenever I'm trimming the batting. And so you can't use your squeezy snips because as you're snipping, the blades of your squeezy snips will get stuck in the batting. So I like having these duckbill applique because that I can kind of just slightly turn it, and this keeps you from snipping the fabric that's underneath. So we use it in dressmaking when we're trimming away a hem. Have you ever trimmed away a hem and snipped through the front fabric? I have. So duckbill applique will prevent you from doing that. So, okay. Now we were gonna do this on the Altair. So maybe, so if we've shown all our products, or if there's something else you want us to show, I could go over to the Altair
We could show
and get this
them
set up. They would really like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Whatever you
really, even anybody who owns a Solaris, it'll just be going over it again. So we'll probably take a break and jump over, but I'm gonna turn it on. And Ruth Ann made me, she had a heart attack when I took my iron and I ironed it right on top of my Solaris. So she made me this pad that would go under your hoop, and then you could iron right at your machine. So she just used a scrap of batting. And okay, so I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so I've got my, okay, and okay here. It's going to do that calibrating. Now, if you need me to turn the machine so you can see the screen better, almost looks like my screen is dark. Let me just see. There, and needle up, down, screen brightness. Well, take it to 5. I think that's better. Okay. All right, so we're going to do it on the Altair. So this would be the same instructions for the Altair, Meridian, and Destiny. So we're going to IQ Designer. And I've got a mouse. I love using a mouse. That's another thing
Okay.
you really got to show them is
All
a
right,
mouse.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, because that is, I can't live without it. Well, for one thing, I don't like reaching my hand in and covering the screen. But we're going to go IQ Designer. I have more control with the mouse. IQ Designer. Shapes. So see that a lot of things, they're very similar. There's just a few extra steps on this, on the Altair, Meridian, and the Destiny. So shapes. The circle, see these aren't numbered. So you just find the circle. Okay. Size. So let's find the size button right next to rotate at the bottom. Size, and we don't have the keypad, so we're going to stretch it bigger. I'm watching these numbers here, and remember I want it to be a 1/4 inch smaller than the widest width. So the widest width is 9.5, so I'm going to stop at 9.25. So I'm just holding down my button. Every once in a while I'll lift it up, and we're waiting. Oh, I'm very close, so I'll just, there, oh, 9.28. 27, so I want it 9.25, or right around there, 9.26. There I am at 9.25. Now, my largest height is 14, so I'm going to go to 13.75. So I'm going to press this button with the arrow pointing up and down, and that's going to stretch it bigger, and we're going to stop at 13.75. Getting close, so I'm going to just lift up. There's 13.76. There I am at 13.75. Okay, then okay. Line properties. Same screen, straight stitch, red, which is step number 10. Red, okay. Line bucket. Click on the line to turn it red, and then save it in your memory. So your memory buttons are at the bottom. So it's the pocket with the arrow pointing in is your memory button. Click on that and then save it on the machine. I always save on the machine, but you could save on a flash drive. But knowing me, I would lose that flash drive. So I like saving it right on the machine. So we're gonna remember this as the red oval. So next. Here's where you change your stitch length. Just numbers are in different places, but the 0.080 is fine. So we're going to click on preview. So number 17 should be preview, then set, then okay, because we saved it. So I wish this said, did you save what you just made? Because you can't go back and save it. So we did save it, so okay. Now, I need another one of these. So this was the placement line. Now I need the tack down line for the batting. So edit, copy, move, I like to move it right now and center it, and then select and center so you still have those buttons. Okay, then okay. So now I have 2 ovals there. Now I am gonna go to add IQ Designer. So I'm step 26. I think, okay, so remember, we are at the top of the second page. I'm gonna go back over to my Solaris and do the next step. Okay, so now I've got my squeezy snips here. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong chair. Okay, oh my, isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, so remember, I was gonna trim close to here. So I'm gonna be laying fabric down. Maybe I'm not gonna worry about this fabric because it's just gonna add one more. I'm gonna have 3 fabrics. Ooh, maybe more than that. No, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to leave it. We'll check it. So normally, let's do what I said to do. And I would trim around this oval, leaving like 1/4 to 3/8 inch seam allowance. I don't want to trim real close. And remember, I ironed it, so I'm just going to lift it up and just leave a little bit of a seam allowance. I'll slide that out carefully, put it right back on. That was one thing I've learned. Okay, if you bump your hoop, okay, pretty much bump it pretty hard, your machine may come up with an error message that says change to a larger hoop right in the middle of your embroidery. And that's it. So I'm not going to do this with it in, but if it's in and you bump this corner pretty hard, it's going to tell you change to a larger hoop. If you bump that really hard, so I've done it where I've left my chair and I left it and I turned to use my kiwi and my chair back was right there and all of a sudden it goes, "Argh!" And then it says change to a larger hoop. I mean, you can break a circuit board that's inside the embroidery unit. So be careful that you don't bump it. So if it, just reboot. Whenever that noise happens, reboot. You remember you have resume on your machine, so it'll come right back to the exact same stitch that it was. So don't worry about that. You want to reboot because it probably knocked your design, and so you need to reboot in order to get that design back on track. But if you hit it hard enough or often enough, there is a circuit board inside that can break. So if you reboot and keeps telling you over and over again, somebody was asking that on our page, and I thought, I bet she really hit it and she broke that circuit board. So you have to bring it in for repair.
So thankful for Ruth Ann answering questions.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Ruth Ann.
About door hangers, Riley Blake monthly door hangers.
Oh yeah, that's coming, but we haven't gotten the kits yet. So she was gonna teach that, but I got it. Ruth Ann, remind me to call Riley Blake and find out when we are gonna get those monthly door hanger kits. Okay, so there I am. Now I lay my fabric over. I don't need a placement line. I already can see where it goes. And I'm going to lay my fabric over my oval. Sure it's smoothed down. Now see, at this point, if I had trimmed it, see, I could go over to the iron and iron that in place. I want to do that. Let's go over to the iron. So I'm going to carefully take it out and take it over to the iron. And there. So I think, Keith, he helped me get the trains going and everything. Mm-hmm. And it really put me in this Christmas spirit. And I feel like people coming to visit us. So some groups of ladies came today, and they not only came to see our little train, but now they're going out to lunch. So we're going to do this every year. I'm going to need Keith's help every year, Keith. You got to come in and get me going. But it just put me in the Christmas spirit, definitely. So, okay, so it's hot enough. I'm just going to iron that down. And remember, it's just going to iron my border because that's the only part of the fusible fleece that is showing. And just if it tacks it down a little bit, I'm good. Here, I kind of tucked it under my hoop there. So now I'm going to take it back to my machine. And I really should switch back to gray because you do not want to waste a single inch of your Kingstar metallic. Because look at my...
I'll put that in the bubble right now.
Yeah, the MG1.
MG1.
Yeah. This is such a pretty project, isn't it? So here. So this is the fabric in this kit. You could use it year round. I love it. It's Chonga Wang. She's my favorite designer from Timeless Treasures. You know I love Jackie Robinson. Okay, so here I didn't slide my fabric in, but let's thread that needle. There, it's threaded, so I think my needle is okay. So I'm going to take it here and slide it on. So I ironed it in place, and it's ready to do the straight stitch. Now we'll trim that after. We got to trim out the inner, though. Okay, so it's going to tack that down. I love it. I love this little blue flower in there. But I do love this fairy frost snow. It's pearlescent fabric, so it's got a shine to it. It's really soft. And it's the perfect color, everything. So I'm going to let it complete the oval. But I don't need it to sew it twice. So I am going to stop it there. I don't even bother tying a knot because we're going to still be sewing over that. But I'm going to cut the thread. Go. Yeah, I'm still in plus minus here, but if I wasn't, so I go here, plus minus. I'm in step 5. I want to go to step 6. And I can see it's going to do a straight stitch, and it's going to do the smaller oval, so I'll tell it to start. I'll have my squeezy snips handy. Who's going to make this? I hope you all do. I just think it's so pretty. My neighborhood, they have a wonderful ornament exchange party, but it was a night I was just too tired, and so I didn't get to go. But really, I could take one of these. I think they'd like that even more than a Christmas ornament, right? One year I took, so I'm going to stop it there because I can, but normally on this inner one, because I'm going to be snipping close, I would do the double stitching, but I'm just going to cut there. Okay, I have to remember when I'm done to advance it. Okay, and I'll just start with it right on the machine. So I'm just going to pinch it with my squeezy snips. And I'm always worried that I'm going to snip through the underneath fabric, but I never do. So there, and I'm just getting that blade really close to the stitching. Remember, we're going to be going over it with the candle wicking. So if you snip a stitch, don't worry. So there, and I think I'll slide it out, but I'll just stay right here and do it. So, okay. So I'm getting my blade of my Fomore squeezy snips. We like these because it has the serrated blade, and it's got a titanium coating, which makes it hold the sharpness longer. Look at, see, this is the fun part to peek underneath. Ooh, it is really pretty. Who knows what they will think of next? And you know, to tell you the truth, when we first got the fancy fill stitch, you know, I thought it was quilting, and I thought I would never want to quilt my quilt with something so heavy. You know, I didn't think of making, it wasn't until we had the machine, like the Destiny, I think it was when we had it for a year that I finally realized things that you could do with the fancy fill. And for me, it wasn't until the Solaris came out, because the Solaris is easier to do the IQ Designer. There's just a few less steps and there's more on one screen, so it was easier for me. There. Kathy says she has a really good show at 3, so you just got to stay with us. Go make yourself a cup of tea and get some cookies and stay with us
Right
for the
back.
after. Be right back. Yeah, look at this, Kathy. Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah. See, that's why I had this. I had to show them this. So it is so pretty. And I showed them. Okay, so
So good.
there. Now remember, I stopped it in the middle, so I have to be in plus minus, and I'm going to go to color 7, and it's going to do the candle wicking. But now we know to make that candle wicking bigger and closer together. So where did my little, here.
good.
So this led to this. So can you hang this on your tree with their picture.
So good.
So we did that last Christmas.
Uh-huh.
The instructions should still be out there.
Yeah.
But instead of fancy filling the inner, I fancy filled the border.
Because we can.
Because we can, and it's so pretty. So we used the red velveteen. Oh, I have the gray thread in. Look at that. I still have the gray in. Okay, cut my thread. Okay. I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to go back to the beginning of this color, back to the beginning of number 7, and I'm going to switch to my MG1 and just stitch right over it. And it will cover it. There. And that, people tell us that's what they like about our lessons, is that we make mistakes and we don't edit it out. So you know you're going to make that mistake at home. So I just backed up to the very first stitch, re-threaded, and sewed right over it. There.
Did we change the directions a little bit from when we did this before?
Yes,
Just
a little bit from a couple years ago. Yes, a little bit. We know what we're doing more now. Like I copied the oval when I was in the embroidery screen. So look at that. You cannot see my gray thread underneath. It might pound through it. You might hear it pounding, but it's covered. Yeah, I can hear it. But it's going to cover it right up and you won't notice, and I'm just going to have it keep going. I made it, I think I made the oval bigger. Like, why not make it the full size that you can do it? Okay, so it's going to stitch. So let's go back to the Altair, if that's okay.
Okay.
I hope I'm not getting people all mixed up. Okay. Okay, because I left the machine, it went to sleep. So now I'm just going to touch the screen and it'll be right where I left off. So I'm in the embroidery screen. We're on step 26. So my next step is add, IQ Designer, shapes. So what are we doing? Sometimes I had to even look myself. Tack down. So I did the tack down for the batting, placement line for the center fabric. Okay, so add, so we're going into shapes again. The circle, then okay. 3 inches smaller. I should have written down the dimensions. Let me grab a pen, because I think I can remember them. Okay, so we made it 9.25 wide by 13.75 tall. So I want to make the next one 3 inches smaller. So I'm going to go 6.25 by 10.75. So I'm just taking 3 off of each one of those dimensions. And so I'll click on size, step 31, size, and then this one, it's right now it's 6.41 by 6.41. So I'm going to make it bigger, but I'm going to start, oh no, I got to make it smaller. I got to go down to 6.25. There, 2. There I am, 6.25. Now I just want to change the height, and it's at 6.25, and I want to go up to 10.75. So it's 3 inches smaller. I'm getting there. There, okay, here. So I'm just going to click, click, click until I get down to 10.75. Okay, 6.25 by 10.75. Okay. Line properties. Straight stitch. Green. And okay. Line bucket. So here's where the line bucket, so 2 buckets. This is line bucket at the top, fill bucket at the bottom. So line bucket. Click on the line to turn it green. Memory, save on the machine. So memory pocket with the arrow pointing in, and then save on the machine. Next. Now, an extra step. So preview. So remember, it's just going to tack down the fabric. So preview, then set, and OK, because we saved it. We saved it as the green oval. Now add IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. Okay, right here. The other one's grayed out. The sewing machine, and then the green oval. Green oval, set it, line properties, no sew, okay. I don't need it to sew that. If you sewed it, it wouldn't hurt anything, but we don't need it to sew it. Line bucket, click on the line to no sew, which will turn it gray, and see right here in the window here, it's showing you the no sew. So yeah, it's gray. Okay, for a second there I thought it wasn't. Then we're gonna fill it. So we're gonna go down to fill properties. So right here's a filled in red square. Fill properties, fancy fills, the circle button, then select, and it didn't, oh, there it went. Okay, and then look for a fancy fill you like. I love them all. I mean, even people, like, I don't do these more geometric ones, but people do them all the time, and they're beautiful. Every one of them is beautiful. This is the shells. This is, where'd it go? Right here. Here's the shells that I did on the purse for the wedding. What did I do with, oh yeah, I gotta show them that. Yes. So I still have to put the ribbon in, right? But see, we fancy filled the whole purse. And my daughter-in-law, Maddie, who's very into fashion, she loves it. So I feel like I did good. And see, I've got the chain inside, but you could pick any fancy fill to do this. So that's the Kelly bag from Sally Tomato. And everybody loves everything Sally Tomato does. Ooh, I think this one's cool. I'm gonna select that one. 15, okay, okay. Okay, I'm making sure I've lost my spot. Okay, and then, okay, so straight stitch, green, pocket, green oval, no sew. Okay, click on the line, fill properties, fancy fill, select a fill, okay. So, and then blue, just because I like using different colors to see my steps, okay. Then fill bucket. So right above that, fill properties, and see how you have a fancy fill in that little window? So fill bucket, click inside the oval to fill it, Usually when people see this for the first time, they go, ooh, when it does that. Okay, next. And then outline. So outline on means it's going to connect. It won't make all those jump stitch trims. If you don't have your outline on, it's going to stop to trim all of these jump stitches here. So have outline on, then set, preview. Okay, we don't need to save this. We saved the red oval and the green oval. That's all we need. Then I'm on my next page, so I'm going to step, looks like 68. So set again. Okay. Add IQ Designer. Pocket with the arrow pointing out. Look for the red oval. Okay, so the red oval, so I'm going to go to the sewing machine. This is easier to find it because there's very little saved here. So the red oval, set. Then we're going to go to line properties. See, right now it's going to do that as a zigzag. So line properties, we want it to sew as a straight stitch. Purple. Okay. Line bucket. So line bucket. Click on the line to turn it purple. Then you've told the machine to sew that out as a straight stitch. Okay, so it's tacking down the outer oval. You've laid your fabric over and it's tacking down the outer oval. And now we're going to click on next. Preview. Just a few different steps. Okay. Add. Okay, so we're gonna, I need to go one more step. Set. See, I didn't see the add button. And okay. Now, add IQ Designer. Pocket with the arrow pointing out. So here it is. The green oval again, the smaller oval, so the sewing machine. The green oval, set, line properties, and, green oval, I put line properties. So I didn't put line properties, pink. So I think we're doing the inner, we're tacking down the inner. So it should be step 87, line properties.
And then you said to put in straight stitch.
Straight stitch, yeah. Okay, so they are very
87.
close to this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So straight stitch, pink, just because I haven't used it, but I'm going to pick a bright pink so I can see it. The pale colors you can't see on the screen. So straight stitch, pink, okay. Line bucket, click on the green line to turn it pink. Next, preview, okay. Set, okay. See, a few extra steps. Add, IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, the sewing machine, find the green oval because now we have to do the candle wicking. So green oval, the smaller oval, set, then line properties, candle wicking, orange, just because I haven't used that one yet, orange, okay. Line bucket, step 104, click on the line to turn it orange. Next, and here's where you change the size, right down here. So it's at 0.160, and we're going to take a look at it in a minute, but we might as well finish this because we're almost done. Okay, so I'm going to go up to 0.22. We like them big. You can make it bigger if you like. Set. Nothing happened. Oh, wait, the spacing. We got to change the spacing right now. So spacing, bring that closer together, and I went down to 0.012. Set. Now preview. It's going to, and then okay. And there's our candle wicking. So set. We have to go all the way into embroidery again. So okay. There it is. We're doing good. Now what do we have to do? Now we have to sew the back to the front. So add IQ Designer. So we could just get the red oval. That's easy. So click on the pocket with the arrow pointing out. Get the red oval. Set. Line properties. Straight stitch. I'm seeing what color I told you to do. Straight stitch. Okay, oh, you know what, we did it different. We did pick the first oval in edit, but let's just do it this way. So you can do things any which way you want. So we want straight stitch, and let's just pick another color. Here's kind of a gold. Okay. So line bucket. Click on the line to turn it gold. Next. Preview. Okay. Set. Okay. Now we need to make sure everything's in the center. So edit, move, center, select, center. Watch here. You can see right there when it, okay, so then select center, and I forget it's like 8 different steps. So I just go through them all till I see it get to that last square, the last oval. And then it goes to the small one. So I'm okay. So okay. Now remember, memory, save on the machine. Okay, because we can go back. Okay, so let's get our next step in there. I always keep them so long, but I want to show them everything. And I want my Altair Meridian and Destiny people to see the same thing. So there I've got my candle wicking around. Now my next step is to take 2 pieces of fabric. And I don't know, oh, here they are. So Joni did them. So we like to take the fabric and fold it in half. Okay, fold it in half, because then you don't have to worry about, if you don't position it right and you turn it and you end up with the wrong side facing out. So it's just so much easier. But you do want to overlap it. Okay, so I'm looking at these little notches on the machine, and I want to make sure that it's going at least a ½ inch over here and here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, making sure that the fold of the fabric is in the center. So I'll slide this one in. Now those of you that have been doing this for a while, you're getting nervous because they're going to, like, you know what it's like to catch your foot underneath, right? So to save yourself from that agony of crashing. Now we have crashed in the, what I mean by crashing is our foot goes under and catches and you're stuck. And so we've gotten out of it. You have to take the foot out, but I am gonna find my Kimberbell tape dispenser. It's bright yellow, it's orange, there it is, okay. And you know they have, and Kathy will probably tell you about it today, but they have a really pretty the cranberry red. So I'm gonna put a piece of tape down here. So this Kimberbell tape, it does not stick to the needle. So I'm gonna put it right there. I know I'm gonna need it there. I'm just gonna sew right through it and peel it off later. And then down here, I can see it here, so I'm gonna put it about right there, make sure there's no way that I am going to catch it underneath. So start to sew. And here's another time I would normally switch to just my gray thread, so I'm not wasting my pretty metallic thread. So you don't know which direction it's gonna go. So I think I'm gonna be all right. And just, if you see a bubble, stop it, smooth it. And the 2 layers of fabric also give it more body, but it just sews together so much faster. Now we have a lot of waste here. You don't need to cut your fabric that big. Even though I've taped it, I still get nervous when it gets up here, so I'm just gonna push down on the tape. There, I'm safe. And I let it sew over this 2 times, because I want this really strong. Let it sew, and then we're gonna trim it with our pinking shears, and we're ready to turn it right side out, press it good, and then give it as a gift. You got to keep some for yourself. I mean, honestly, my daughter-in-law Maddie, I wanted her to be on the show today so everybody could meet her. She was here for a little while, but she puts them out all over the house, and it ends up, everything looks really pretty in the house. Looks really nice. There we go. Okay, so I did it, right? I did it. I didn't forget anything, right? Okay, so we'll take it up to the big table. I'll slide it out. And then, so we're all ready to sew the one on the altar. But I'll just slide this over here. And there. And here are, so I'm just going to pop it out of here. And you know how we were taught to snip, snip, snip. So with the pinking shears, we don't find we need to do that. So that's why it's really nice to have the pinking shears. So I'm going to get rid of the tape right now. Okay, get rid of this.
Size of the overlap again?
Okay, so this one is overlapping like a good inch. This one wasn't enough. See, I was trying to see. Well, of course, we peeled it apart, but this was only like a 1/2 inch. So I go a 1/2 inch over on this side from the little notch on your hoop, 1/2 inch over here, and then a 1/2 inch over here, and that makes it overlap by a full inch. But we have way too much. We wasted too much fabric. So don't do that, because this fabric is so pretty. You'll want to use it on other projects. There.
Beginner embroidery classes?
Yes, we are. Beginner embroidery, that's going to be Maddie and Chelsea. Yes, so PJ's wife, Chelsea, she's going to come over. The boys are going to have to watch the babies. Yes. But we're going to do beginning embroidery and beginning sewing with Maddie and Chelsea. And I think they'll have a lot of fun. And
who's going to teach Maddie and Chelsea?
Well, one of us will. Yes.
Ruth Ann.
Yeah, Ruth Ann. Yeah, quilting. She could, whatever. We'll all step in and teach. Yeah. Yes.
Not me. You can teach me too.
Yeah, maybe Tommy will teach him because he knows enough now to start teaching. I sent Tommy to baby lock training, and I think, PJ, you got to go. I think you'll be more confident about the machines. And baby lock training is really fun. It's really, really, really fun. We got to all go to their convention. It's so much fun, and that's when every August they introduce new products. So it's really, really fun.
What would you do if you ran out of fabric and you wanted to do the backing and you don't have enough to do the 2 pieces?
Well then, okay, so if you look here, I had to be careful. So I must have run out on this one because I didn't have enough. So I would just turn it. I'd take a piece and see how right here, so I mustn't have had enough fabric to go all the way on this one. And so I would just stop it like right here, just turn it like 2 inches. You don't have to finish the edge because you're going to close that up. So you would just, so here I almost had enough, but I would just, flap that over like 2 inches. Because it does feel like you're wasting this beautiful fabric. Just remember, it does give it body, but there are ways to conserve the fabric. So I'm not trimming too close. I'm going like a 1/4 inch seam allowance And these are the Fomori pinking shears. I mean, right now I'm snipping through at least 6 layers of fabric, and it's going through really nice. Okay, now I'll take it and turn it. Now here's another tool that we love, and that is this turning tool, which we're waiting for those to come in, but they did ship them. So as I'm ironing, I'll peel that back. I want to see that seam allowance. I want to see the seam on the back. I don't want to see the seam roll in towards the front, because then that'll look messy. And then I'll iron it. So I'm going to flip the whole thing, take it over to the iron.
Is that precision turning tool or
Yes, I think it's
expert point and press turning tool? Let me see it.
It's only got 1 point.
Okay,
There's one that
that's-
has 2 points, and we like the one with the 1 point better. It's longer. I don't know. There's something about it that we always grab for this one. I think maybe because it's longer. So there, I'm gonna press that out. It's got a ball on the end, so you don't poke through. I'm kind of just pushing that seam out. But I'll still need to go to the iron. So I don't know whether you can see me over here, but I'm going to roll it back. I want to make sure that where the seam is, that it's rolling to the back a little bit. I don't want that to show from the front. I'll give it some steam, and I don't have any water. So, oh yeah, there's water. Okay, maybe I just didn't press it hard enough. There, I'm rolling that to the back a little bit, so I see a little bit of that. There we go, I can hear the steam now. There. We love learning new projects, new easy projects, right? So we're going to keep teaching you and teaching you. There's so much on these machines that we could go for 5 years before we've used everything on the machine. But that's what you want. You want a machine where you're always learning, and it's really fun, isn't it? And you're making these gorgeous things. And it turns out so good because the machine is sewing the oval. If I was the one sewing the oval, it would be crooked. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here. So, okay, so here I still need to work with this. See how my seam is kind of rolling to the front a little bit? But, oh boy, is this looking pretty though, isn't it?
Wow.
Look at it. Okay,
Look at that.
but then I'm going to grab out my steamer seam too. So that's another thing. If you can find that, and the one I like, oh, here's me not being able to find it. Oh, here. Oh, this is the one I like. Steamer seam 2, the package, and the 1/2 inch. The 1/4 inch, I don't know. I just fumble with it. It's like really thin. Okay, so you're gonna peel it. So you're gonna have it sticking out of the bottom of your package. Okay, I'm gonna cut it like close to the length. Here, I'll just use my pinking shears. Okay, and it's got a paper side and a sticky side. This is why we like Steamer Seam 2. Now I'm thinking, because I don't know where this is going to close, so maybe this is where I want to put it. Here, because I want it close to this edge. So here, and I'll just put it. It's sticking to me a little bit, but one side is sticky. And then I'll stick that real close, like I'm within 1/8 of an inch. I'll stick that all the way down. Now you can peel it off and put it on again if you're not getting it in the right spot. Here I'm sticking out a little bit. I'm just going to press it with my fingers. And then I cut it just right. So if I didn't have it long enough, I would add little pieces to it. So I got the whole thing. Now I don't sew it, but you may want to sew it. So put it there. Okay, usually I just stick it and then I go in and I peel off the paper. Now this is after I've made sure that I'm rolling to the back. Okay, then I will stick this and I will seal it. So I'm gonna try to do like 2 things at once here. So, cause I thought I was rolling to the back and it wasn't. But like to make sure, you can kind of pull this fabric, okay, and then pull this one, and then iron the edges. See how it's kind of bending up? I'm not going to sew it, but I'm just going to hold it there and iron. Now I can see that the top is rolling to the back. That's what you want before you seal it up. Of course, if it doesn't work, you can heat it up and peel it open and try again. Okay, here, but this is looking pretty good. Because I was pulling on it, I'm gonna pull on it again here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna seal it up. But I would spend a little more time making sure.
Here, finish over here so I can put your iron in the bubble.
Okay, iron in the bubble. All right, we love our Panasonic iron. But that's something. I wouldn't buy that today.
Oh.
I would buy that tomorrow.
Okay. Well, should I not even
7 o'clock.
put it in the bubble? Yeah, tomorrow is.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, don't buy, because
That's
I don't want
exciting.
anybody mad at us. And we haven't decided what we're doing tomorrow, but I got in mind, I'm gonna make sure that the Panasonic iron is in on the deal. Look at that. Okay, here we are.
Wow.
Look at that. So, there you are. An elegant piece to put on your dining room table. It could be a candle mat. You can put a plant on it. Just all by itself, it looks pretty. What did Maddie do? She had something where she had like 3 little figurines, Christmas figurines on it. It looked really pretty. So there you go. All right.
Good job.
We're going to leave you now, but make sure you come back for 3 o'clock with Kathy and Mary Lou for Kimberbell. She says she has a great show, so I can't wait to see it. All right, see you then. Bye-bye.